Ba-da-da-dum. Welcome back, Dream Chasers. I'm Silent Gain, and we're back here in Astrometica, a wonderful space game in the same vein as Subnautica. So, last time we basically got the whole thing, put together and started, and since then, a little bit, I've taken some time to gather some more resources, kind of get ourselves just a little bit more prep. So, a little bit less resource gathering during the main gameplay here and stuff like that. So, with that in mind, let's get back into it and see what more we can find. There we go. Continue. So, again, just a reminder, this game is in early access. So, still a few things to figure out and get used to. Game's still got a few bugs to work on. So, since then, a little bit, I've made point of adding a few extra lockers in here, gathering just a few resources here. I've labeled them iron and copper, nickel and coal, and gold and silver. We've also made this thing. This was a neat plant growing system. This is great for just growing a little extra food to make sure we've got that handy. I've made sure that all my batteries and all my different tools here have more or less been recharged. And we can show that here. Just a quick, easy snap and go. And then pop that guy back in there. Now, since we got some batteries that are fully charged here, they don't need to remain in there, so we'll keep them in our inventory to make sure we've got stuff available to us here. One thing we're missing out on, though, is a little bit of water. So let's make sure we can go get some of that going. Yeah. We got a little bit of gold and silver here. We got some iron available there. Got a little bit of copper here. So, one thing's, now we'll also be able to check in on our power systems here. We got of usable power 249. That is the actual power that's in the battery systems themselves. But there is a constant capacity that is required here at 207. So if ever I add something onto the system, let's say I build another machine like this one here, these ones have cost. You'll note it here, even just building a piece of the habitat requires 10 power capacity. It doesn't actually use power itself, but it requires that capacity just to keep going. So even just adding more things onto the base will require that capacity to increase. That capacity is increased by these little tube things on the top and bottom, right? Each one providing 125 power. And so with that, we're allowed to have a certain amount of capacity on the buildings here. Each one of these little solar panels here is collecting power for us. I don't know why we're sinking. There we go, that's better. So, and that's what we're going for there. Now, next thing we do really want to try and get a hold of here is a little more base space. I've also added here the Erie Station. That is what we're going to be calling this one. Erie is a lovely girl, and she takes care of us. So, why not? So let's continue forward here. First thing I do really want to add in, though, is making another habitat rune. So we need some iron bars, some copper bars, and electronic parts. And then also, we need ourselves a little bit of water. But let's grab some air first before we run out of that stuff. There we go. Just a little quick bit of that. Now water is what we're going for here. Grab this, there we go. These guys here, there we go. Just come on up to this guy. No. These guys, they're just big things of ice. Makes it real easy there we go. Just go grab. That's an easy one right there. Real easy to get a little bit of water going here. And food is not so much of a bother either, because, well, we've been growing that plant. Now there's a bother with this particular one because 90%, 91, we'll come back to that in a few seconds. Grab the fabricator, grab my personal things, get a little bit of water here. Zoop. Zoop. There we go. I think 3 will do just fine. And then over here, wall storage. Yeah. So when I was doing the other things, there's some more water. So I guess I did make some other water earlier. Can I sort that and put it all together? There we go. Great. So put that out there. This will be my sort of random storage one. So we'll take that blueprint box, put it over there. Yeah, this will be my food supplies. So maybe I'll just name that right now. We'll call that player needs. That's an easy name for it because these are the things the player needs, like med packs and water and maybe food. That's cool. All right, now this one here, the plant has grown. We grab our scrapper. I don't know why they did it that way, but whatever. So there we go. We got a seed out of that. Now we were supposed to already get a seed back. Oh, there it goes. Okay, so we did get our seed back. Initially, when I had placed this guy, and now I know that I've got 2. I need more fertilizer, and I don't know how to make that. So I'm gonna have to find out how to make that. I wonder actually if I can just grab that. Put it here. Drop that. Can I scan it? Nope. Just makes me pick it up. Darn. I was hoping I could get the recipe out of it, but not today. So other things we need to make sure we're going to put on here in our grand recipes thing, there's cool things. Blueprints here, we can selectively grab the blueprints we want. So we need an upgrade station, which would be cool. Tool modifier, advanced fabricator, which is fun. Those sound like really interesting things. But we do want another habitat thing. So we're going to put that up there, and you can see that lens up at the top. Advanced buildables. So we're definitely going to be needing another small habitat battery. So let's put that up top. We need to increase our capacity a lot and such. And we're not really draining the power that fast. Now, maybe other machines eventually will, but at current, we're not. And then machines. So we've got our fabricator and battery charger, but we definitely need our smelter to get some more advanced things. And it would be very nice to have tool modifications and upgrade stations. So let's start with the upgrade station first, and then we'll go from there. So we've got a few things on our list. So our first one here, we're going to make sure... Oh, that's interesting. It looks like it's pulling... See, I don't have any... I don't have any silver on me, but it is recognizing that there is silver available, which means it's pulling from the inventories that are inside the building here, which is awesome. I love that. So let's see. And again, you can do this. So let's grab shift, 1, 2, 3, tell it to make those, boom. And then let's grab this, 1, 2, 3, oh, boom. There we go. So now I should be able to make this other building. The other thing I need here is one of these. Now let's go make one of these wings first, because if I don't build it first, there's a good chance that we'll run out of available capacity before I get the next building in there, and then everything shuts down. So let's see about that. Now the cool thing is they have a copy command, so you can just grab that and pop it there. There you go. Excellent. And now that that's built, it doesn't worry about it being on the hotbar anymore, so that's that. Nice and easy, right? Power capacity to 375. Excellent. Alright. Now, I guess I didn't really need to come back in here, but I was thirsty. There we go. let's come on out here. And then we're gonna go grab ourselves another... Oh, I need the electronic part. That's why I came back in there. I knew I needed something. There we go. Excellent. Ah, oh no. Yeah, didn't quite line up in that last second there. I believe it is. N to deconstruct. Yes, there we go. There we go. Snap that in there. Perfect. All right. Great. Now you'll notice too, these solar panels, right? They stretch out a little farther, right? So it's not likely I'm going to be able to get another one or another couple ones on the system here. So that's something to keep in mind as you're building along. So let's continue back inside. We got some more things to go build. All right. Now, this room, let's see what we can get away with here. Machines, we got the smelter. Right, so we need the copper, carbon, and a chipset. So let's see what we need for those things. Chipset, no problem. We got one of those taken care of now. Now we need these copper bars. And we don't have any copper bars because, well, we're all out of copper. I used everything. So let's go get ourselves some more copper real quick. Out here we got some big asteroids. This big asteroid field. Now, the hard thing here is finding copper inside this one because there's a lot of iron, but not always a lot of copper. Oop, don't go flying by. Scroosh. All right, that's 6 altogether. Now copper, oh, that looks like carbon. I'll grab that too. It's useful. There we go. Carbon's got its nice placements. Whoop, up, up, up. There we go. Oxygen's wearing thin. In time. There we go. Awesome. So let's just run back out there, go grab a little bit more. There's a piece, I think. There's a sort of an interesting, distinct shape that copper's got here. Which I think is actually intentional by the designers to make sure that it's something easy enough to see. So you can distinguish it from other asteroid pieces. You'll notice too there's a bit of gold floating around here. We have some gold, which is great. We don't have a whole lot. Let's grab this other copper down here while I got the chance. You can kind of almost start mining just before you reach it too. So there we go. Now I know I'm going to need a lot of copper for a lot of things going forward here. So I'm going to try and get a little bit more here. Whee! Okay. Let's open the fabricator. Alright, so we hold shift and mouse scroll and we can turn this up to 3. Boom. There we go. So let's go grab my build tool here. Machines and smelter. Alright, let's plop you. Now, it might be nice to put you in a corner because honestly, lockers can't go in corners. So if I ever need a lot more storage in the room, there we go. So you can see here too, the power capacity is now at 262, right? So, okay. So oh, there's an interact. Okay, so open smelter. There we go. So we got iron bars, copper. Now these are the same, okay, but now we have availability for gold bars, and that's something we needed for some other things. We need some 4 nanites and iridium. So, you know, that's cool. Things for the future. All right. Next, we need to build that other one there. So let's grab two of those. We need to make one of these guys. So we need that, and that. All right. Let's build our other machine. Upgrade station. Okay. Plop that guy down over here because why not? Okay, upgrade station. So now we got the availability for jetpack. Put that up there, and increased oxygen thing. So we put that one up there as well. So we just take these guys off our person and open this guy up. Jetpack. All right, and let's make a little bit more oxygen thing too. Amazing. Cool. We'll grab these guys and drop it on our person. Doesn't really matter which thing. You can't drop it on the center, but you can just definitely drop it there and stuff. I suppose they'll smooth that out later. I'm not sure what this is there for, but anyways, character. All right, we'll sort that up. Let's go drop off our copper in here. We'll put our plates in there as well. We don't really need to hang on to them specifically. Let's go give this guy a smack and smack. There we go. And is that running? Yep, 1%. Good. That gives us a little extra food to deal with here. Let's sort that up. Oh, don't drop those on the ground. I want to eat them. Yeah, tasty. There we go. Good. I can eat one more. Yeah. Okay. So, well, unfortunately, you have done your entire job, but I don't feel like taking that thing apart yet, and things. Because who knows, there might be more upgrades that we can do. But now we've increased our oxygen a very large amount, allowing us to go a lot farther. And our jetpack now is at 3,000, allowing us to go farther and recharge it farther, extending our range by a large margin. Let's see, that's full charge and everything. They're all full charge. So let's go grab our tools here. Oh. So let's go make sure all of our tools are full charge. Oh, oh, don't put that one in there. Okay. Next, we got a few more cool things that we want to build, and as far as machines go, we should build another hydroponic one, but we don't have any more fertilizer, so that's just on a to-do list. We got the smelter, upgrade station, tool modification station, that's a definite must, and a research station. So let's figure out what all those guys are going to get us. And probably a terminal might be nice to have. And maybe a bed? I don't know. Alright. So it says here we need a couple of these. Good. And then we need a chipset, which is gold and silver. So we're missing silver. We can make one of these, which is one of these. Ah, we need the quartz. Alright, so we need to go searching around and go grab some stuff. I'm just gonna drop these off here because I know I'm gonna use them reasonably quick. And this enameled glass, as fun as they are, I'm not gonna use that anytime soon. And actually, no. I guess this is my plants and junk drawers. I should take these out of there, and I should make another place for these, but for the time being I'm not going to worry about that just yet. So there we go, got my minimum stuff here. Gives me lots of availability for taking care of that. So what we need silver and the quartz, so let's go get some of that. Now those things are a little bit farther away. Yeah, we get a lot farther in that first jetpack push. There we go. That little sound there lets me know that the jetpack is ready to go. Okay, whoop. So let's grab this guy here. I know he's silver. There we go. Now silver, unfortunately, is one of those guys that just takes time. So how was your day? The weather's nice out, or it isn't. Boom! Amazing. Okay. Let's see here. Let's grab another one of these guys over here. Space. Mining in space. So we got 30 seconds of air. I wonder, is this enough jet power to get myself back with that amount of time? I don't know. Like, look how slowly we move when we don't have a jetpack running. Okay, so I made it back in time with a little injury. But that's interesting. Okay, so it says a couple of things. Yes, I can get out there in time to mine 2 of them. But it's not really worth doing to do 2 of them. Oh, okay. So we've got our silver. We need the quartz. Okay, that was the other thing we needed. I don't think there is any quartz around here. Quartz is usually found on the rocks. There's pieces of it floating around in some sections, but not around here as far as I can tell. Alright, the render distance isn't amazing at the moment. Now, maybe on a much more beefy computer, maybe it could be. I don't know. But I do know where I can find some. There she be. Some quartz. Also pretty hard. Is my drill going to be able to get through it? Nah. There we go. Quick swap. Boom. Let's see if we can get over there a little bit. Get a second one done before we run out of time. Amazing. Off we go. Keep forgetting, nearly crashing into the walls. Nice. Okay, so we've returned home. All things in tow. Gold and silver. Nickel and coal. And we'll throw those guys in there for now. Until I get bigger amounts. Okay. So we can make one of these. Amazing. And then we're going to make our other machine over here. Whee! I'm gonna plop that guy right there. Alright, modification installer. Okay, so there we go. So we got new things here. Mining power, mining speed, battery saver. Okay, so these are the modifications we can add in. And then tool modifications. We select each tool and we can add modifiers to it. Scrapper has no modifier. Not sure what it would do when you add modifiers to it, but excellent. So let's take a look here. Definitely mining power. That's definitely going to be our first one. fabricate me one of these. Amazing. So let's go into, of course, our mining tool. There we go. So that's put in there. Alright, what else we got here? So we want mining speed and a battery saver. So these we're gonna need a bunch of. So it's a good thing we got a little bit more of that. Got our water. I don't know if I heal, so I'm currently at 63%. So keep an eye on that. See if we end up healing. If we ever end up at a higher percentage of stuff. We need ourselves a chipset here, so let's make one of these. And we're gonna make our research station first and see what we can do with that as well. Okay. Advanced machines research station. It's nice and easy. I'm gonna plop you down right there. Whoop. Okay, sorry. We don't want our research station. It is too much power. So sorry. Yes. Okay, so now we need to do the obvious thing of base power construction. So let's go grab this guy, this one. Machines, advanced. Right, we need more of these. Need more base power capacity. So we need some electronic parts, and we need some copper wiring. We have no iron to make those things, so that iron disappeared real quick. On the plus side, though, we've upgraded this guy. So he's a good bit faster for getting some of this stuff done. There we go. Look how efficient you are. Greater efficiency of this is more prevalent in the fact that I don't have to worry about my oxygen as much. I get more done in a single run. And sometimes too, the wasted time is not just in going back and forth, but the orientation I am from myself to these other rocks and stuff like that, like finding myself amongst them and figuring out where I want to be with them. Okay. Let's go grab that. Cool. That's probably enough iron for now. How much oxygen we got? 47 seconds. Let's see if we can go find a little bit of copper somewhere floating in here. I think that's copper. Yeah, there we go. Copper's also much quicker now. There's another little blob of it right over here. Don't crash. There we go. Okay, let's boogie. Now with the extended jetpack, I can go a lot farther or having to worry about right now jetpack power. So, okay, power. Swap that in. We'll grab this. Take these two out. Drop those two in. Easy done. Okay. We got ourselves a lot more iron. And I really like that you can just drop stuff off into here and not worry about it. Okay. So we need more. I need you to make you. Oh, we need 2 of them. Alright, so now we got enough to make another battery thing. Now, where am I going to be able to put that other battery? That's a good question. Ah, right down there. There we go. That'll do. Perfect. Alright, that'll upgrade my capacity to 500. Now, I will have to just make some more base pieces. Some corridors here, because it's the corridors that allow me to create more power lines and stuff, so I'll have to do that. Let's work on our upgrades first here. Okay. Oh, right, so we were building advanced machines. Okay, just regular machines. This one. So we need some iron bars. That'll do. I'll plop that guy right there. Looks great. Research station, blueprints. Okay, well, there's a history. All right, so now we know we've got ourselves somewhere a blueprint thing. There it is. There's a blueprint. We found one. Start research. Okay, cool. And it'll just keep racking his brain at that. I'm not sure how long that. Obviously, this one's a pretty small one, so we could just wait till this one finishes. A shield module. Is it here? No. Here? No. There it is. That, and then this one. We do definitely need this. And then this. We'll get to those. So we got a few things pinned here. So it's going back to, yeah, can I just hit 5? Yeah, 5's nice. Nice to have an empty one, actually. Alright, so let's go grab that chipset here. Chipset, that's gold and silver. Already out of silver? Really? We are. Oh, Nelly. Alright, alright. Well, if that's the way it's gonna be. Take a drink of water. Do we need some food? Yeah, we could grab a bit of that. Alright. Let's fly off into space. I think that is silver right there, so. Oof. Just barely dodged it. Well, this was a lot faster for sure. Bam. Wasn't there another piece of it like nearby here? There it is. Excellent. Alright, is there any others? Yeah, there we go. Probably is a big difference in how much time it takes to finish mining these things when you upgraded from that first part to second. Alright, let's get out of here. Now you may be wondering, Silent Kane, how come you're not checking out whatever those weird tendril things are? How come you're not doing this and that? Well, again, my experience saves me from a little bit of dilly-dallying and things. So, some things I already know are just decorative and stuff like that. So, I'm not super worried about stuff, but I do make sure that I will show them off eventually here. So, oh, they're still charging. Let's swap that out. Plop that guy in there. Alright, so we need to make our chipset here. Oh, we're gonna need to get some more gold here. Alright, mining speed, yes. Build me one of those guys. There we go. Alright, so now got a lot more speed in there and power. And we use a lot of this. But now we need to go get some gold. Now gold's a lot closer, so I believe that's a piece right there. So let's see how fast gold is. Oh wow. Boy, this would have taken a long time without those upgrades. The old chunks of gold. Excellent. All right. That's good. A bit of gold. Smoothly slide into here. Okay. Alright. What's my other thing here? I need some glass. And a bit of copper. Excellent. And then I also need a chipset. There we go. How much nickel do I actually have? I gotta be very careful about that. Nickel, I've got 2. So I'm not going to be creating that belt thing. I want that laser tool before I get that belt thing. Those tools are more useful. So we got the battery saver. Let's make one of those, please. Alright, again, we're going to get into a mining tool. I'll throw our battery saver in there. Okay. So for the time being, we're just going to chuck this guy in there. You can see I'm already out of quartz anyways. That's lovely. Let's throw our gold in here. This plant guy is definitely ready to go, so let's smack him a little bit. And we'll just take a munch out of that food. Okay. So let's make sure we got ourselves, oh, we gotta do this over here in the smelter. First time using this guy, so we're gonna make 1, 2 gold bars. Amazing. And then we're gonna make ourselves one of these. All right, so let's go back into here, personal tools, and we're gonna make one of these. All right, inventory, we now have our laser tool. We're gonna put that in number 2. Excellent. Yeah, pretty funky. All right. So, and then we're going to put our scrapper here, and we'll keep our building tool on us. We don't really need to have it in the hotbar, and I like number 5, just to be able to take away my tools and stuff. Yeah, it doesn't seem to have options for putting away your tools without it. So, yeah, that's fine. Now that we got our laser tool, let's see here. Laser tool, it does have modifications available, and I would say mining power, not really needed. Mining speed, but battery saver would definitely be pretty useful. So 2 glass and a bit of copper wire. Now, we can't make any more glass, so we're gonna have to wait on that. But we got a whole bunch of things we can go quickly. We'll find out about. It's right up here. There were a couple things that told me I needed this laser tool for. Ah! Wow. Holy. The game was not playing. It was, alright, you're dead. You're dead. Oh, well, on that bombshell. Oh, well, I'm gonna go get my stuff back on this corpse run, and we'll get things going back. And yeah, we'll come back to this with a little more caution, a little more care. Join me for that for next time as we find out what's in all these boxes beside me, and maybe it will get blown up a little bit less. Thanks very much. I'm Silent Kane. Keep chasing them dreams, and we'll see you next time. Bye bye.